Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Aloha Press Podcast, the YouTube show. I'm JC, joined today with my co-host, Jeff. What's going on, buddy?
Wearing all black.
Aloha! Here with JC and Jeff.
Ain't no time for school today.
Hitting bombs.
Hey, watch this punch cut lob wedge. Replace your Marshalls with cart girls. They're better looking. They're serving drinks.
Got to hit bombs off the tee.
Phil talking about a guy taking a shit in the cut.
Mahalo!
That's what we did fireside with Phil.
Fire the stick.
Hit bomb and attack the pin.
Well, I'm back on the other side of the United States here. We had a good weekend of golf. I'm kind of testing my luck like we did on Tuesday out at the Masters. It's been raining here all morning, and I decided to do a podcast outside. So we'll see how the weatherman is today, because I'm still seeing the little sprinkles right now, so might not be the smartest move.
We might have some technical difficulties for everyone out there. It's dude, long week. I'm utterly hungover, worn out. It was, dude, yesterday was just absolutely amazing. I mean, if you guys hadn't watched our previous shows, understand that Jeff was here in Atlanta. We drove to Augusta. We got to see the grounds of the Masters. Got to see Scotty Scheffler. Fuck, he almost hit us with a tee shot. And now we're back on the East and West Coast, giving it to you here on a Monday, Tuesday edition, whenever this comes out. Jeff, first takeaway from when you like the first tournament days on Thursdays, was it as good as you remembered it on Tuesday, having to leave in a fucking hurricane?
Oh, it was. And I sat here and I watched. I can say I probably watched every single golf shot that Tiger Woods had this entire week. I'm mentally drained. I'm physically drained from traveling and going. I can't imagine what these guys must feel like waking up this morning after playing 4 rounds, and walking 3 days extra during the practice rounds there. That is the ultimate grind.
Dude, it's I was just looking at the sheer volume that these guys play, and you're right, dude. It's so much golf. And then I was watching Terrell Hatton yesterday, at 11 o'clock, and he's just fucking pissed the entire fucking round of golf. He's so mad. He's so fucking angry. And it just cracked me up, because these guys are mentally and physically exhausted. And I don't know how they do it. Because I celebrated like I won the fucking Masters yesterday. I got freaking hammered. So, dude, when I saw the Masters, compared to what it was on TV to what we were there in person, dude, I think I noticed more stuff. I never noticed the buildings in the background. I never noticed just the sheer volume of the amount of people there. If anyone has an opportunity to go, fucking go to the Masters, because it makes, at least for me, hole 12 is such an incredible hard shot. Hole 13 is ridiculous. Hole 11, that would be a par 5 for me. Hole 18, a par 6, just mountains out there. It was just absolutely incredible.
Well, that course is an absolute beast. We know that. But yeah, I would say the same thing. We were disappointed. We got kicked out early. We were bummed. People asked, was the trip a success? Was it a failure? You don't know what to say at first. It was a total success. Looking back on it, and hopefully we'll get to go again. But I'll tell you this much. After you go on a trip like this, you should probably end up watching the Masters by yourself the rest of the week, because I feel bad for anybody that was around me, because once I started hitting the whiskey, all it was, oh yeah, I remember that. I was there. Me and JC did this. Oh, we saw that. That greens, you're essentially narrating the entire round of golf, which I'm sure probably annoyed some people.
Dude, it had to have, because I was sitting there and I'm like, yeah, hole 1, it's a lot more difficult out there. It's a lot tighter. There's trees, it's dead right. Left is okay. And one of my buddies, Brian, is like, dude, I don't give a shit. He's like, I don't care. I don't care at all. I was talking to my other buddy that was like, yeah, man, fuck, it's there's no rough. He's like, dude, I'm so mad that I wasn't even included. You know what I mean? It wasn't even a thought. So it just, I was so excited to see it on TV, and I watched as much of it as I could. The thing that I took away from the coverage or the telecast is I never watched an ounce of the telecast on CBS. I only watched it on Masters.com. The best experience I've ever had. Absolutely, it is better than last year. It keeps getting better. If the PGA Tour is going to do anything different, whoever is in their fucking IT department that is running the show for the website, just fucking employ them. Like, have that service every fucking week. I would watch way more golf.
Well, yeah, I watched it on masters.com, where you can watch featured groups, 4, 5, and 6, Amen Corner, live coverage if you want. And it's amazing, and you don't even really, especially with a tournament this big, I don't even really need to see or hear the announcers. Just show me the golf. Like, it's one of those courses, every hole, every shot. As long as you show me the golf and what they're putting for, or what shot they're hitting, I'm good. But going back to, you said something about Terrell Hatton earlier. And we texted about it a little bit in the morning.
Yeah.
The Masters has so many rules, right? They're such a strict club, not only for the patrons but for the players. You see a guy like Terrell Hatton flipping the bird. At one point he turned his golf club around like a gun and he was shooting into the crowd, what I assume was the crowd. Guys, I just wonder if like the Masters goes back and looks at this type of stuff and they start handing out some either fines, some sanctions, a ban. I don't know, something like that.
It's incredible. Like, Terrell Hatton would not be allowed at most fucking country clubs. He would not be allowed at most public golf courses if he was pulling some of the shit he was doing. It on hole 1 when he turned around and flipped off the hole. I'm like, what are you doing? Like, has no one told you? Like, every fucking ounce of you out there on the golf course is being recorded, and if someone is watching it, I had enough time to fucking screenshot it and send it to the group of our golfing buddies. And it just fucking, it's just incredible. Let's dive into the tournament, Jeff. Scotty Scheffler, 23 years old, fucking gets his first major championship, his first green jacket, #1 player in the world. I feel like all the hype and all the nonsense coming into this tournament, he fucking proved us right when it comes to he's the #1 golfer in the world right now. 2 weeks ago, I'd have been like, he's won some cool events. I get it. It's been pretty strong fields, but he doesn't have that major championship. He now has that major championship, and he did it in a way that was rather fucking boring, by the way.
It was very boring, but you're right. He lived up to the hype, which is very hard to do, coming in as world #1, already won 3 times. Everybody's kind of expecting him to fade. I was too. Going into the final round, I thought Cam Smith, Mr. Birdie, was going to come out and just chip away. And it looked like that early. Had Scotty not chipped in on #3 with a pretty lucky shot, I mean, his short game's amazing, but that thing had some heat.
Dude,
had he not chipped that
thing
in,
would have gone off the green. That thing was hammered.
I think we see a different Masters if that ball doesn't go in, because that becomes a 2-stroke swing right there with Cam making bogey after he just gained 2 strokes in a row, birdie to start the tournament. I think that saved Scotty. I think it calmed his nerve, and it, unfortunately for the viewers, it kind of turned the tide to where the back 9 was just ho hum. It was more about drinking and prepping the barbecue than it was watching those last few holes.
Scott Scheffler. Fuck, did he make a double bogey on 18? I was pretty liquored up by then. It looked like he four-putted. Did he four-putt?
He did.
It was, and congratulations to him. Like, having the opportunity to four-putt is fucking incredible. Like, the magnitude and the level of, I can't even, like, we were nervous just walking into the grounds as you're snapping Polaroid pictures, making the most noise in the world. I thought we were going to get kicked out. But at the same time, you think, like, this guy's, this is it, and, like, this is his one opportunity, and he's leading by fucking 4 shots or whatever. I think you're right. That chip in on hole 3 was absolutely turning point for him. It just seemed like everything like tightened back up. Like, the drives weren't in his spray. It seemed like his iron plays were just incredible, and his short game this week was just off the charts. And I thought we were going to see the dirtiest Masters champion win. I really did. I was rooting for him. I really wanted them to I really wanted Hideki, one of the most prim and proper guys in the world, to be placing a green jacket on Cameron Smith, because that would have been just, mullet hanging down. It would have been incredible. Cameron Smith, though, super hot start. fuck, what? Dude, he had like a 52-yard chip shot and he fucks it up. Like, it just, I don't know. I feel like I feel like the pressure got to him quick, like real early.
Did it well, and it was shocking because he started birdie, made some nice putts. He's got his drive down there 40, 50 yards from the green. Scotty chunks his and comes up short. He's got the chance to tie the lead after 3 holes when he started down 3. And you think, okay, this is going to be the most exciting final round ever. All we're going to do is watch these guys go back and forth. But it wasn't to be. And, any hope we had on the back 9 of some excitement or fireworks went away when old number 12 got in the way again and sucked the ball back into the water. And you go to make a 6 there, triple bogey, it's over. I mean, it was over.
Dude, there was no chance. I was looking at one of my buddies sitting there and we're explaining the rules of golf and he's like, it's over, right? I'm like, yeah, unless Scotty Scheffler freaking chunks it into a pond and 15 and 16, there's just no way. He's playing such great golf and he proved it and congratulate him. He seemed like he was at the top of the leaderboard all week long. He only hit a couple bad shots for the most part. Yeah, Saturday was entertaining with his unplayable drop that looked kind of weird. Am I happy that he won? Absolutely not, because I lost the fucking bet to you. I took John Rahm, and John Rahm got his wish. He lost to JT, which was your pick, but he got his wish. He got to spend some quality time with Tiger Woods on the final day, and goes out there and shoots like 3 under, and just absolutely, no fucking chance, just no chance at all. Horrible pick on my part.
Well, hey, I'll say this about Scotty Scheffler. Our bets, our guys never had a chance. JT looked like he might get hot for a little bit there and creep up, but he didn't. He shot under par. But about Scotty, dude, all 4 rounds were under par. They had different conditions every day out there, really tough conditions, to some cold weather conditions, to warm weather and easy conditions. So he did it all 4 days in a row. Yes, he had some shaky moments, but he fucking did it. The only way Scotty Scheffler was going to lose yesterday is if they had 9 more holes to play, because Rory McIlroy, for some reason, the fucking ball had a magnet into the hole yesterday.
That fucking guy. You know who I'm more pissed off at? I'm not pissed off at John Rahm, losing or whatever, and me losing a bet. I'm pissed off that Rory McIlroy. Where the fuck were you? Where were you where were you on Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? You dipshit. Like, he hit the back 9 and fucking goes out there and posts a number at 7 under. He shoots, what did he shoot? 64? It was it was incredible. He's fucking holing out from everywhere. He's fucking sinking putts, fucking just spraying everywhere, just getting up and down from fucking God knows whose place. He's losing his mind, chucking clubs, fucking celebrating. And it's like, you lost by 3, you fucking asshole. What? You could have done this yesterday and gotten into a group with fucking Scheffler and Smith and made fucking some excitement. And then to back it up, Morikawa fucking chips in also on 18. Fucking crowd goes nuts. And Roy McIlroy just pissed me off.
That group shot 13 under yesterday. Those 2 guys, they beat like the rest of the field combined, essentially by themselves. But you know what? It made me think. I think that's the way Rory's going to complete the career Grand Slam, and I think that's the way he's going to win a Masters. He was too far back this time, but I think that's what he's going to do. He's going to hang around 4, 5, 6 shots back on a Sunday, and he's going to go stupid like that when nobody's really paying attention to him. There's not a lot of pressure on him, and he's going to backdoor his way into a win. He got a 2nd place by himself, $1.6 million. Not bad.
not a bad way to backdoor the 64. Just incredible. I was utterly disappointed. It just was. I mean, even Shane, there was no excitement except a race for 2nd place, and that's no fun. That's not. I mean, it was entertaining. It was cool to see. It was good to see, them actually panning to some other golfer. But fucking just could not get it done. I think you're right. I think he will end up winning a green jacket. I don't know if he's his backdoor his way into one. He might. But he loves the fucking crowd. God, there was more standing elevations for fucking his excitement on 18 than Scotty Scheffler got all week. Like, Scotty Scheffler is one of the most boring guys in the world. Looks like Mr. Soccer Dad. Looked like he just dropped his kids off at the pool. Okay. And fucking just wins a green jacket. I mean, my buddy looks at me and he goes, "How old is this guy?" I'm like, "He's 23." He's like, "He looks like he's 38." Okay, that's what he looks like. It just it was a weird Sunday. What was your thoughts on Tiger Woods this week? I mean, coming up 18, he looked like he'd been shot in the leg. Okay, let's just it looked like a golf cart hit him on hole 18. By the time he got to the clubhouse, Bubba Watson reached out to give him a hug, and it looked like the most painful thing he could do.
The adrenaline had definitely worn off on that back nine because he was just struggling there. I think Tiger this week was awesome for all of us. I mean, I'm pretty sure that everybody that loves golf seriously watched every shot he hit this weekend. But here's the other thing. It's like, I think he put so much into that first round. He gave everything he had to get under par, to make the cut, that by the weekend, he knew he was out of it. I mean, do I think he probably tried as hard as he could have? I think he was more paying attention to not falling down, hurting his leg, and being able to play again here in a month or so for the PGA. He just didn't have it, but he made the cut. You know what? There was a lot of big names that didn't make the cut. There were even bigger names that got beat by guys like Larry Mize and Sandy Lyle, Matt Wolff breaking clubs out on the golf course, right? Getting beat by these 60, 70-year-old men. Bryson getting beat by these guys. So it just shows Tiger is one of a kind. These guys can talk all they want. They are so lucky they didn't have to play against him in his prime because they would have got whooped just like everybody else.
And he had a horrible Sunday. Tiger, I mean, it was a victory lap in my opinion. It was really incredible to see him out there on the golf course. Shit, we were able to see him. Really remarkable that he was able to do what he did, and he beat a bunch of guys. It's not like he's literally I don't know what's on that leg right now. I don't know if he's the fucking Tin Man or what, but he beat Adam Scott, Max Homa, Berger, Hatton. I mean, Bryson, Wolf. I mean, Spieth, Koepka, Palmer. That not a surprise. Abraham Answer, Schauffele. I don't know. Dude, it's remarkable.
No, and my thought is this: I think he was hurting so much, on the Saturday and Sunday rounds that you really only saw him struggle on the greens. His putting and chipping was not there. His putting, especially, he looked like me out of Poppy Hills. I mean, 4 putts were fucking flowing. And I think a lot of it was probably to do with the pain, his stance, posture, but concentration. I mean, you have to concentrate 100% on every putt, every shot out there. And he was doing some things that were very uncharacteristic of him. And I think it's because other things were in his head. It was like a victory lap, but he was having fun. He was smiling and he was having fun.
Dude, it was really cool to see. It's one of those moments that you recognize that we're seeing the greatest golfer to ever live. Jack Nicklaus did not play against the same type of fields that Tiger Woods does. Tiger Woods is these guys are fucking good, okay, and they're not playing with wooden sticks anymore, okay, Jack. It's sorry, okay. He might not chase your major championship victories down, but he might get another major. He might get another green jacket. Tiger Woods, his iron play is so fucking on point, and it seemed like even on Saturday, Sunday, he did not lose any distance off the tee. If anything, he was starting to hit it further on Saturday and Sunday off the tee, and his iron play is just incredible. And I think you're right. The short game, the putting, I mean, fuck it. Those greens are just mentally draining. My thought is on Tiger Woods is that this is the first tournament he's played in fucking since the week of the accident. I wouldn't be surprised next year that he's in the mix, specifically at the Masters. I think he knows this golf course so well, and he's had so much success, and I don't see why he couldn't win a couple more. Just what I saw this week.
I think you're right. And I think as long as he can continue to rehab, build up the strength in that leg to where walking gets a little bit easier for him, he's going to pick and choose his tournaments, obviously all the majors. And I would not be surprised to see him win again. I watched an interview with him and Jim Nantz before the coverage started, and he talked about how 97 and 2019 were kind of bookends of his career. And it started at the Masters and it ended at the Masters. But then, you're like, dang, he's kind of given up. But then at the very end, he says, but I haven't finished yet. There might be one or two more out there. I really think he believes that. I believe it. I'm a believer. He drove the ball well. He hit the ball well. Chipping and putting will come back. That feel will come back.
Yeah.
And he's going to be dangerous.
I think, and that's what's so remarkable is he's such a fucking killer. There's not a lot of guys that have that fucking mental capacity and that mental strength to fucking really go through all that pain to just compete. And guys like Bryson, Matthew Wolf. I mean, these are guys who you thought were going to be the future of the game, and they're just not even talked about anymore. Like, that's what was so remarkable is this week was about Tiger Woods and fucking Scotty Scheffler. But so let me ask you this crazy question. We can make some crazy predictions. Is Scotty Scheffler the next Tiger Woods? He's got, what has he won? The last 4 of 6 events? Is he gonna chalk off the 2 more majors this year and fucking 3 more wins? Or is this something where we're gonna get a Jordan Spieth type run or maybe a Keegan Bradley type run, and this is kind of over?
I think he's the real deal. It wouldn't surprise me if he wins another major this year. And simply because his short game is so good. It is so fucking good, especially out there. I think that's what kills a lot of the players at Augusta. Mentally, they can't get around those greens. They can't chip. But he had no problem. And he's been doing that, at the match play. He's chipping in to win matches. I think he's going to be around for a while. I would not be surprised if he wins another major this year.
Dude, you're right. I mean, he's really that good. The only thing that concerns me is he's 23. And that's like, I think right now, and I think hole 3 was a great example of it. He chipped it in and it was just it was a fucking laser beam. That's what it was. The thing that concerns me is that he'll go down this run or this path where it's like he has a lot of success and then all of a sudden things that you don't have to worry about, all of a sudden you're now having to worry about. And I don't know if that's a swing change. I don't know if that's something where he's going to be pushing the envelope. I hope he does it. I hope he sticks with it and fucking keeps grinding. The thing that I wish he would do is be sponsored by fucking 5 Hour Energy or fucking Red Bull or fucking maybe have a small addiction to some type of upper that he is just more energetic. Like you fucking I need emotion out there. Okay, I need Roy McIlroy energy, Colin Morikawa energy. For the fucking green jacket. I still get fired up about that.
Hey, I tell you what, there was not a lot of excitement and screaming and yelling and fist pumping, but there was a lot of I'm going to shit my pants when he missed that fucking 2-footer for his third putt, and he's sitting there going did this ball go in the hole? Like you legit. Max Homa was tweeting out today you might as well just 6-putt at that point, win by 1, and just say you did it.
Who cares? The nerves are fucking real. Other takeaways this week at the first major championship of the year. The one thing that cracked me up was that I saw that Cameron Smith. It was brought up quite a bit that the players he had won the Players Championship, and that was his big event that he won. It cracks me up that the regulations that they have on the staff and the people who are commentating on the coverage, they don't reference any sponsors or anything. It cracks me up because the PGA Tour is trying to make the players of the 5th major championship, and the Masters has nothing to do with it. They're like, fuck you. Absolutely not.
No, and we've been saying that for years. We don't think so either. It's just another golf tournament that pays you a lot of money and has a really good field. But a takeaway from this week out at the Masters was being there in person, seeing how big it is, seeing how long it is. The fact, guys go, besides hitting the ball in the water here or there, they go all 4 days without losing a golf ball on that course. It's just so ginormous and everything next to each other. You see it on TV, but once you go and experience that property, they call it the property, it is ungodly big, so long, so hard. And when it was wet, it's playing even longer. It was a tough test out there for them. They grinded, and only one guy complained about the conditions, and the mud balls. And you could take a guess who that is. It's the guy you picked. He complains about everything. He always thinks he's getting cheated or something's not fair, and that's John Rahm,
Yeah.
Mr. Mudball.
He did not. He had a good Sunday, but a couple guys that surprised me. A couple guys that surprised me this week. Dustin Johnson was there for a little bit. It was scary to see that he had lost his driver swing. Like the guy who had essentially, just won, he's won the green jacket by essentially pounding driver everywhere. I was shocked. It was to a point where he quit hitting driver. He just started hitting 3-wood and was in the mix. And I thought that was, I think that's a good sign for golf when Dustin Johnson is not at his best, but is in the fucking mix.
Yeah, and hey, you lose your driver swing at that course with some of the shoots you have to hit out of. I could see why he went to 3-wood for a little while, because you might be 70 yards off the tee playing 2 if you've got no clue where it's going. I mean, Scotty had some shots here and there that were freaking quick into the trees. But it shocks me a little bit that he would lose the driver swing, because that is his go-to. For him, that's like us. Whatever your go-to club is, a wedge, a 7-iron, a driver is his go-to. So it kind of shocked me. I thought he'd hang around a little bit more. He was 1-2 under there, had a chance to make a move and just didn't do it. I think he finished over par for the tournament. Only 5, 6, 7 guys finished under par. So it shows you how hard it was out there, but yet how good Scotty is. He finished in double digits under par, right? So much better than everybody else.
It was, what did you think about, the course and how it played? John Ron mentioned mud balls and stuff like that, but were you happy with the changes that were made to, for example, to hole 11, 15? Did it still have that same fire it does each and every year? We didn't get the Sunday finish that we got, in 2019, but we did get it. We did get it. He played the best golf, and I think the best golfer won. Did you like the changes to the golf course after seeing it, and then just seeing the players play it?
I thought it played fair, super fair, different conditions every day for those guys. Nobody got the luck of the draw, being the morning wave or the afternoon wave. The changes, whatever. I think Augusta might go a little too far in trying to take away some of the excitement, which is low scores. Like the par 5s this week were nothing like they've been in the past. You wanted guys going for it every time, having chances for eagles, making birdies. I saw so many pars and bogeys out there on the par 5s. It's just, which in my mind, in watching the Masters over the years, that wasn't the case. That's where guys won the tournament. They shot unbelievable on the par 5s and kind of stole this tournament. You didn't have that this week. You had a lot of layups. You had a lot of, like I said, a lot of pars and bogeys on the par 5s, which takes some of the excitement out of it.
The one thing I noticed is specifically on, it was shocking. Hole 13 specifically. There just wasn't a lot of guys going for it. And it was like a clear no big deal. Scotty Scheffler on Saturday fucking sprayed it right. I think he blamed it on a mud ball, but I was shocked on how many guys didn't go for it. And I think them adding length to the golf course it's nerve-wracking. I'm excited because Augusta National to me is a fucking second shot golf course. You got to be able to weigh the risk and the reward on your second shot. It doesn't need to be on the tee box. That's not when you need to be pressured the most. I was disappointed in them going for it in 2 oftentimes, especially on hole 13. I just thought it was a weird observation that there was just so many guys, and they're fucking so good at chipping around there. It seemed like the greens were just soft enough where they were getting the ball to be able to spin and zip, and using the the undulations in the green. That was the one thing that was disappointing to me.
Well, and it seemed like there's not an easy third shot there when you lay up on some of those par 5s. The guys had anywhere from 100 to 80 yards to wedge it in, and not many of them ever got it close, which, they were legit just making pars because pins were in tough spots. You think you'd rather be up around the green, give yourself a chance to chip and putt, or maybe 2-putt from long distance than have to, get one close from 80 yards. But it took a little of the excitement out of it. All in all, though, hey, we were there this week, right? We had our ups and downs ourselves, but we got home in time. We watched the whole thing. We've got an American back as the champion, 10 under par. He flat out played his ass off. He kicked everybody's ass out there. He could have won, by 5 more strokes probably. And yet, here we go, four wins already. This year. Who knows what this guy's going to do? He's in Tiger era right now.
These are the stretch. Like, if any amateur golfers listening to this, I'm sure everyone is. Like, if you're playing great golf, just keep playing great golf. You know what I mean? Like, if I had any suggestion for Scotty Scheffler, is like, dude, just keep winning. Like, just keep going. Like, the major championships this year are yours to fucking take. Especially as well as you played at Augusta. They're playing fucking the old course, which is going to be a short course, and you're going to be able to, you got to hit your irons well. I think he's going to be in contention quite a bit. I think this week really showed his grit and the fucking tenacity that he has to fucking get after it. With being there, though, I got to ask you, we got to give an update. Did Brian email you with a possible gear order?
So I did the whole, check the trash, check the spam, just praying maybe the old Gmail fucking didn't recognize Brian's email, even though he's replying to something I sent him. I hope he gave us the right email. We have not heard back from him. It's Monday, the day after the Masters. Maybe things will wind down. I'm still holding out hope. Really am. Or maybe we'll just see a package show up and, then pay him back later.
Maybe paying back next year. It's thoughts on the gear thing. God, that still drives me crazy. I was listening back to I got to send you the podcast that's not been released to the public. I tossed in like a small edition of it in the last show, and it was just cracking me up. The amount of rain that was coming down when we recorded that podcast in the parking lot of Augusta National. For you guys that did not listen to that episode, understand that we went to Augusta. We were kicked out at like 12:30 and said, "Get the fuck out of here!" Like, to a point where I don't know who their meteorologist is, but he was fucking accurate. Like, it was tornado warnings. Like, it rained like 4 inches that day. Like, it was crazy. I was looking back at the footage and I'm like, I can't believe we were there. Like, it is absolutely remarkable on how much weather they got, and then how good the golf course looked on Sunday. I mean, the greens were turning that brown color, where they're getting a little crispy and a little fast and hard. It just, oh my God, like, just looking back and thinking back how many cool experiences we had. Still disappointed we didn't see John Daly. John Daly's I don't know if that's a fucking, I don't know. I feel like he teased us there, like, hey, we'll be at Hooters, and he wasn't there.
Well, I was thinking about this because I saw a picture pop up in the social media feed a couple days later, and he was there. Looked like he was serving wings out of that. They were frying shit outside. He was serving wings in that tent that they had set up for him. That's a long week for old JD to get up and go party hard like that 7 days in a row, Masters week. He can't be feeling too hot right now. I could see them maybe check him in for a little hospital stay, get the IV bags hooked up, because all he's doing is smoking cigarettes, drinking booze, and eating chicken wings. That's it.
Good not like his cardiologist is going to be fucking a very rich man. How'd you like the experience in total? Specifically in Augusta, it rained a lot, so we didn't get to see much of it. But what was your takeaways? Because when I initially went there, I was shocked. I was shocked by the pure. I felt like we were like driving into a prison, but the prison walls were like on the other side. Like, it was you know what I mean? Like, it was different. It's just remarkable, like how things change as soon as you walk in through some fucking pearly white gates.
Well, it's a legit fortress surrounded by ghetto. We talked about this in our other shows. Just ghetto houses, broken down buildings, strip malls without boards on the windows. Biggest takeaway for me, though, is Augusta National does it right. From the parking to the lines to, you know, the way they treat people, everything. It was a well-oiled machine. I've never seen a production, especially one that size with that many people, run so smoothly. And it's all cost effective. I mean, if we didn't have to pay $400 a fucking ticket, imagine if we got those things face value, $75. You go in, a couple beers and a sandwich is $11. You know, parking's free. We don't even know how much a merchandise costs because we never got in. But it's just like they just do it right. They do it right, and they take care of the golf course the right way. You're right. It was flooding. It was tornadoes, and that thing was playing pristine. Little bit of mud here and there. It's just overall, it's the A to Z experience. They do everything right there.
I just it's crazy it's crazy to think that like you go to some of these other like venues and stuff and you know like well, I mean shit, we went to the US Open and it's like you have to pay to park, you got to pay to get in, and then once you get in you can't bring anything in, and once you get there everything is fucking triple the price. Like I was at the US Open, I think we paid $12 a beer, you know. At Augusta we paid $3 a beer, maybe like $3 or $4. Like it was really remarkable. Just the infrastructure and again, it's I described it, which I described it as the county fair because the county fair is at the same venue every year, so they can kind of work on things that need to be, you know, that need dialed in, like the restroom situation. I was half expecting green porta potties. There were no green porta potties. It was a very nice restroom. Every single one we went in. And it wasn't like those trailer restrooms either. They're like real buildings, which is, you know, these are the small things I notice.
Well, what still cracks me up, you know, we talked about the restrooms a lot because the line to take a pee was just amazing how fast it moved and everything they did. The restrooms were immaculate, but we talked about the staff, right? They got thousands of people working this event on the course, in concessions, whatever. They had guys hired in the restroom. All they did was walk back and forth by the stalls and the urinals with 2 cans of fucking Febreze and just go. I mean, that was their job. It was going to smell good. It was going to look good. And they take the same care on the golf course that they take everywhere else on that property.
Dude, it just absolutely remarkable. One of the things that like makes me, and now I'm addicted. Like I want to go back. I want to go back as soon as possible. Which is just it's gonna be difficult and challenging. But I was surprised. So the one thing that surprised me the most is as I told more people that we had gone to the event, they were very jealous. But also, there's a lot of people willing to go. I didn't realize how many people were willing to go. Like, I didn't know like our experience was that valuable. You know what I mean? Like, it just. I text a couple people and they're like, "Oh my god! Like next year, yes, I'm in. Like, just tell me when to be there." And that kind of shocked me and surprised me.
Well, I hope, you know, we talked about maybe making this a week-long golf trip, you know, with a stop at Augusta again to watch a practice round next year if we can make it happen. I'm like you. I didn't know that tickets were so readily available outside the gate for a price.
Yes, for a price.
Right?
Even tickets that you couldn't get back into the gates were still expensive. They were going to cost you about $40 in a cigar.
Yeah, for a price. So I mean, the thought that you were only going to get to go if you won the lottery, that's not technically true. However, you need to be very, very wealthy and have good timing too when you hit the streets of Augusta to be able to snag some tickets. But it is an option, and it can be done.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. It's I think we're gonna have to make it. I know it's one of those things like it was so magical and it was so like it just seemed like something that we couldn't really achieve that we had always talked about. But then once you like understand like, hey, you know, you take Washington Boulevard or whatever the hell it is, and you just stop at the van that says we need tickets, and they'll just sell you tickets. Like it's pretty remarkable. And that was one of the things that shocked me is. The Masters does not announce their attendance ratings. They don't announce like how many people they have because I think it would violate the fire marshal's like per capita because there are so many fucking people out there. There's so many people. There's so many tickets that they give out. It's just really remarkable.
There is. We joked saying 100,000 other people or 100,000 cars in the parking lot. to me, it doesn't seem like a stretch that there was 100,000 people there. I mean, they could fill a football stadium at Alabama with 100,000 people on a Saturday. I'm pretty sure Augusta National can get that same traffic through there, especially with how big it is. It might have been more than 100,000 people. It was just unbelievable, which, is kind of tough to go get a seat in a restaurant when they kick everybody out at the same time.
Yes.
But it was unbelievable how many people were there. And we are definitely, there is no more pandemic. There is no more COVID or anything like that on the East Coast. And it was just nice to be a part of it.
Yeah, I don't think I saw a mask the entire time. The only time you wear a mask in the South is if you're about to rob someone. Okay, that's about it. It's definitely different than the West Coast. It's definitely different in so many ways. Jeff, expectations for the rest of the year. It's always fun. It seems like golf has started. We talk about in the beginning of the year that Kapalua is really the kickoff for the PGA Tour. This is the kickoff for the major championship season. Are there going to be any more surprises coming down the stretch? Did you see anyone that goes, oh shit, their game, they might not would have won this week, but you think are going to have a real chance here in a month or so for the PGA Championship and the US Open and then the Open Championship?
I don't think there's any big surprises. I'm a little concerned for the game of golf this season. And that's because guys like Brooks, Jordan Spieth are just not where they need to be, right? They're not playing good golf. They're not playing exciting golf. We don't know when Phil's coming back. We don't know how much we're going to see Tiger. You can only have so much Scotty Scheffler and Sam Burns and these guys winning. It's going to be tough to watch tournaments that aren't majors. It really is, unless some of these other guys, JT, Rahm, Fina, unless they can get hot and start winning some big names and having some big names there on the weekend. Rory, Morikawa. It's going to be tough to watch the normal tournaments, and that's kind of my concern right now.
Dude, the one thing I was thinking about is we don't have a good rivalry. You know what I mean? Like, there's no good rivalries right now that are competitive. Like, Cameron Smith is playing incredible golf. He's won twice this year. He beat, one of the strongest fields in golf at the Players Championship. There isn't like a group of guys who are fucking like angry at each other. And John Rahm had him and JT have an opportunity to have a fucking battle. And I think someone needs to take advantage of that, because Brooks is not playing good golf. Bryson's not playing good golf. I mean, you got Matthew Wolff, who's on the verge of going back to the Korn Ferry Tour. There's just no real hate. I need some fucking like gang colors out there or something. I need the fucking Oakland Raiders to come back and fucking start playing golf or something. I just need some more excitement, especially coming down in these next 6 months of major championship season.
Yeah, we need some drama. We need some drama, and not so much off the course drama. We need on the course drama. We need guys, all the top players in the world, to start playing good, to start battling each other week in and week out, because I'm tired. Honestly, I'm tired of the first time winners, because, I'm good for them. A lot of them are no-namers, or they're just young guys coming up, but I want to see some excitement from the top players. That's why you turn on the TV, to see these guys go low and battle each other. Right? I don't want to see Rory and Morikawa shoot the rounds of their lives at the Masters, and I catch a couple highlights at the end, because they have no chance to win. So I'm hopeful that it'll happen, but for some reason I just see we're going to tune into the big tournaments, the PGA, the US Open, and the British, and the other ones might go by the wayside for a while, and not a lot of people are going to pay attention to them.
Any chance the live golf comes out of this? I thought we were gonna hear some like rumors or some talk from at least the chairman, from the Masters, like coming out and saying like, if these guys fucking play in this other Saudi event, like they're out. They're never gonna get an invitation here at Augusta. Or in the opposite, like, oh yeah, we're open to it, like as long as they pay us $100 million or something crazy. I didn't hear any of those talks. I didn't hear a lot of. Just seemed like a lot of that drama was just missing this week. Moving forward, I can't imagine the TV rankings are going to be real high out in beautiful Georgia or South Carolina, wherever the Hilton Head is. I can't imagine, Hilton Head with their cannons and stuff is going to bring too much excitement like it did this last weekend.
They got a good field out there, the RBC Heritage. They get to wear the plaid jacket or whatever, and they shoot off cannons. They got a good field. It's tough though. Guys are mentally drained. Even the guys that are playing it are drained from playing in the Masters. Yeah, you're gonna have some guys that weren't at the Masters that are gonna come out rested, and one of them might win. I made a pick in my head after I looked at the field. I'm gonna take a guy, that played well on Sunday out at Augusta, but as for watching golf this weekend, I don't know if I'm going to. I would much rather try to find my way out to the golf course myself and play a little golf.
It's I'm with you on that one. It's I feel like I'm gonna be catching the highlights here on Sunday, reacting to to next week's telecast. Who do you got? I mean, you're kind of on a run here. The last couple picks you've made, you've taken home some victories. You've won some bottles for me, which I need to ship out. Who do you got? Who do you got this week?
So I'm taking a guy that he's obviously scared of a little bit of wet weather, thunder and lightning, because he was running off the golf course there on Tuesday pretty fast, ran into your back almost. So we caught a little glimpse of him. But he came out and shot 5 under yesterday to close out the Masters, and that's Colin Morikawa. He's good enough, I think, that he can win even after a little maybe Masters letdown. So we'll see. I mean, but you got guys like DJ and Brooks and the other guys all in the field. Stuart Sink's the defending champ. He might be.
He's a well-rested guy. He missed the cut. Had a lot of excitement on Friday. Fucking hold out on a 16, I think, for an ace. I'm with you. I think a guy. I think the Masters just wears. I think they're just kicked in the teeth all 4 days, and it's just. As magical the place is, it's not very fun to fucking get your ass kicked 4 days in a row, especially in the wind and the cold on Saturday. So you've got Colin Morikawa. I see that he's at the top of the rankings here in the Vegas odds at plus 1,200. I'm gonna go down. I'm gonna go down the list, and I'm gonna go with. I'm gonna go with a guy who has the energy. I'm gonna go with Joaquin Niemann at plus 3,000. That guy, I think he played better golf than what his score was. I think playing with Tiger Woods 2 days in a row fucking is a nightmare. Like if golf, trust me, if Tiger Woods goes, hey, do you want to play golf? Like I would gladly join you. But in a tournament, hundreds of thousands of people following you, every shot to analyze. Everyone is rooting against you. There's not a single soul that's rooting for Joaquin Niemann this last weekend. So that's who I'm going to go with this week at the RBC.
Hey, I like Joaquin, and I forgot he did play well, and he had the Tiger experience. And I think it actually what hurt Tiger and Joaquin on Friday was the fact that Louis withdrew. And they had to play as a twosome because, man, those were some long rounds of golf and a lot of waiting. And, you take out, another guy on your team that's hitting, 60, 70 shots, at least that eats up some of that time. You're just sitting there standing and waiting. So that kind of got to him because you started to see some loose shots. I mean, like some Healy shots, some really bad misses from him that were borderline shanks. But that's a good pick. I'm glad you made your pick, by scrolling through the power rankings this week instead of the dictionary from Augusta.
Which I should have picked Will Zalatoris. He fucking played good golf last week. I think he's a top 6 finish again, so top 7 finish. I think he beat JT, but it's what. So let's touch on the length. I noticed that like you talked about it took so long to play rounds of golf out there. I don't remember it taking that long, and I don't know why. It's a 91 player field. Why aren't these rounds of golf going faster? I understand the sheer size of it, and it's a fucking tough walk, and it's a tough golf course and everything. And I understand it's a major championship, so you're gonna analyze things a little bit faster. But as a viewer, thank God Masters.com. If CBS was in charge of this telecast, we would have watched thousands of commercials because it just seemed like everyone was waiting on every single hole, every single shot to get around the golf course.
They were, and obviously they put a lot more importance on their play this week from the player standpoint. But yeah, the wind, waiting for the wind, backing off shots, and then you see the guys, on the greens, reading putts, just essentially taking their sweet time because it was such a difficult course. I think you're going to see play speed up. I think that's one course where no matter what, rounds of golf are going to be long.
You're probably right. It's my hopes that we can get around that golf course in about 4 hours, which is probably not realistic.
The only way you're getting around that course in 4 hours is if you're fucking picking up on about 6 holes.
Yeah, that's true. That or you're driving a fucking ATV up those mountains. Jeff, well, shit, man, let's wrap it at that. Everyone that's listening, we really appreciate it. It's something that we've been doing this for now. Jeff, how long have we been doing this? Since 2019 is when we first recorded our first show. It's remarkable to think that we did it recording on an iPhone with these shittiest mics I've ever seen on our patio, fucking drinks in hand. It's cool to look back at those pictures, and maybe one of these days I'll listen to that podcast and see how bad we were, because I'm assuming we were horrible. We might still jump around as much as we did back then, but if you guys could subscribe, leave a comment. If you could leave a comment, that would be huge. That would increase our ratings for the actual podcast, to share it with more people. And just tell a friend. If you love golf and you play with a couple buddies, tell them to listen to the information that we're giving out, because it's usually pretty accurate, unless unlike a lot of these fucking golfing fans who have no idea what's going on in the world of golf.
Well, hey, it's been a good 3-4 year run. We did start in the 19 Masters. Tiger gave us an absolute gem to cover. I apologize for today. Me and JC maybe lacked a little excitement. I still have a headache from the bottle of Jim Beam. You're still hungover. I'm sitting there just trying to drink water out of my only souvenir from the Masters. I'm recovering. The excitement will be there. It was just a drain of a week, and I look forward to coming back on here next week and talk about the RBC heritage.
So getting fired up. We might have to add some topics. So if you guys want us to answer some questions, I'm assuming the podcast might need some fucking content. With that being said, guys, really appreciate it. Jeff, we'll talk to you next week. And we'll recap the RBC heritage.
I would, what? I'm looking forward to that, and I'm looking forward to not talking about the Masters anymore.
We recorded a lot of shows on it. It's in the podcasting world. It's like we're CNN with fucking Ukraine right now. It's just remarkable. So with that being said, guys, really appreciate it. As always, hit palms, attack pins, and aloha press, and we will talk to you next week.
Wearing all black,
Aloha! Here with JC and Jeff.
Ain't no time for school today.
hitting bombs.
Hey, watch this punch cut knob wedge. Replace your Marshalls with Cart Girls. They're better looking. They're serving drinks.
Got to hit bombs off the tee.
Phil talking about a guy taking a shit in the cut.
Mahalo!
That's what we did fireside with Phil.
Fire the stick.
Hit bomb and attack the pin.